What's up, Fox Trotters? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Maybe consider subscribing before you leave today. If you're returning, hello, it's nice to see you all again. You guys look great. Yes, you person who was almost glad that the week was just about over. Then you remembered all the homework you have to do over the weekend. It's gonna be worth it. You look great. All right, folks, I hope you are ready for an adventure down the r/ChoosingBeggars subreddit. It just sounded like a fun idea to do today. I feel like I've been doing a lot of back-to-back r/and/MLM videos, which I know you guys love, I love, but just for the sake of variety, let's go ahead and just mix it up. So if you would like to laugh with me at some r/ridiculous choosing beggars, then please stay tuned. I gave away a house to a single mom, and I don't recommend it. I was working for a house flipper doing the actual renovations, and he offered to sell me a property very cheaply that he had bought, but didn't think it was worth flipping because it would never be worth much because it was a small 900 square foot, and the neighborhood was not terrible, but not on the way up anytime soon. I was thinking I might try renting it, so I renovated it, bought all new appliances, new floor, new tub, new toilet, AC, heater, new sewer line, etc. It took about 6 months of weekends to finish. Meanwhile, I had talked to a bunch of mom and pop landlords and realized I just did not have the temperament to be a successful property manager. Plus, my wife had just been diagnosed with Crohn's. I looked into selling, but anyone who was interested was pretty slimy and wanted to offer me substantially less than what I had already put into it. So I said, forget about it. I'm going to give it to a family that really needs a house. First, we approached a local Jewish charity, my wife's Jewish, and they straight up told me that they used to donate houses, but they had been so badly burned that they no longer did so, and beware. Next place was a local branch of a huge national charity. They were happy to take the house off of our hands, auction it off, and then take 15% of the sales and donate it to a local homeless shelter. The remaining 85% was for administrative costs. We declined. A month or two later, a friend of a neighbor approached us about a young single mom going to the local community college to become an ultrasound tech, but just couldn't get her feet underneath her due to housing issues. Perfect! But no. After 6 weeks or so, the new owners called and told me I needed to fix the plumbing. I was like, not my house. Did you call Roto-Rooter? She said, money? I had kept copies of the receipts for tax reasons, so I copied them and brought them to her. At the house, I saw that none of the appliances at the house were the ones I bought, except that the stove and the dishwasher and washing machine combo were just gone. Plus, it wasn't just her and her daughter living there. Her mom, her mom's girlfriend, and the girlfriend's grown son were all living in that tiny place. A few months later, I found out she had taken a mortgage on the place but wasn't paying it because she called me and wanted me to pay the mortgage and then rent to own the place back to her. Why would she think that would work? I declined, so then she left a bunch of trashy/threatening stuff on my wife's various social media pages, both personal and her work-related sites. Eventually, it stopped. I was homeless as a young adult and thought it would be great to help someone in this situation, but nope. One of the comments below this, I think, really summed it up perfectly for me. It was like, way to go. This person will probably never want to be generous again. And I hope that's not the case. I hope eventually this person's able to kind of open themselves up again to that because, you know, the generosity on that scale is a rare thing. Giving away a house, there are a few people who would be willing to do that. So it makes me feel really bad that there was somebody that completely took advantage of that situation. I mean, people are weird, right? Everybody is so different and this world is so big and so crazy and you never really know what someone's true motives are or what they really mean or like what their true character is or if what they're saying should be taken at face value or if it should be taken with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just... It's confusing and complicated. You want to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I really want to just commend this person, this OP, for being a better person than I and being willing to give away a house to somebody that they didn't even know, and under the pretense that they would get nothing back for it. No financial gain whatsoever. Just an actual, pure philanthropic act. So, good on you, whoever you are, person. I'm sorry this happened to you, but please don't stop being a good person because the world needs people like you, okay? Okay, so the person in the blue is selling their 1994 Chevrolet Camaro and the person in gray is interested. Here goes the haggling. Very top notch, I might add. $1,000 cash. Thank you for the offer, but that is much lower than I'm looking for, which you can see they're asking for $2,500 for this car. What do you want? I'll go as low as $2,300. Car is old. Wake up. You're lucky I'm looking at it. Lol, I feel so lucky. You're lucky I'm looking at it. Geez, I mean, I don't know. I'm not the most business savvy person in the world, and I would never claim to be so. However, I guess I just really didn't think that one of the better tactics to get what you want business-wise is to just then insult the person and their stuff. Like, maybe that works in some cases, but I would feel like by and large, that's a really good turnoff for anybody who's wanting to sell you anything. Maybe that's just me, which is possible. A lot of things are. Okay, I can't wait to share this with you guys. These are actual complaints received by Thomas Cook Vacations from dissatisfied customers. Go ahead and try to imagine for a moment going on a luxury vacation. Imagine you could afford a luxury vacation, then going on that luxury vacation, and then imagine complaining about something so arbitrary as, well, these problems that you'll see. They should not allow topless sunbathing on the beach. It was very distracting for my husband who just wanted to relax. Well, I feel like I said this before in this video already. It's a big, big world out there. I don't know what to tell you. On my holiday to Goa in India, I was disgusted to find that almost every restaurant served curry. I don't like spicy food. Imagine going to India and being mad because they serve curry at every restaurant. Imagine that. We went on a holiday to Spain and had a problem with the taxi drivers as they were all Spanish. You don't say. Well, I mean, who am I to suggest that maybe you prep a little and maybe learn a little bit of the language, as in like, hello, how are you, and where's the bathroom? That's always a good idea. No? No, you don't want to put in that much effort? Oh, I'm sorry. We booked an excursion to a water park, but no one told us we had to bring our own swimsuits and towels. We assumed it would be included in the price. When has that ever happened? And frankly, for sanitary reasons, I would only want to wear my own swimsuit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That just kind of weirds me out. For the record, anybody out there, have you ever been to a water park where they provided swimsuits and towels? Well, swimsuits in the pricing of your water park visit. The places with the slides and the pools. When you check in, you're like, yes, one for the water park. And they say, what size are you? And just hand you a swimsuit. Right? No, like that's never happened, right? The beach was too sandy. We had to clean everything when we returned to our room. Can you imagine the beach having sand? Oh God, what I would do to feel sand between my toes right now. Like, are you kidding me? Who are these people? We found the sand was not like the sand in the brochure. Your brochure shows the sand as white, but it was more yellow. I can't even fathom complaining about something so stupid. Ugh. It's lazy of the local shopkeepers in Puerto Vallarta to close in the afternoons. I often needed to buy things during siesta time. This should be banned. Last I checked, you were the one traveling into their country, but like, what do I know, I guess, huh? No one told us there would be fish in the water. The children were scared. Guys, did you know? I just learned this. I don't know if you learned this. I don't know if you know this. Did you know that fish live in water? I know. Crazy. I didn't know either. I know. Although the brochure said that there was a fully equipped kitchen, there was no egg slicer in the drawers. Last I checked, you could slice an egg with a butter knife, so honestly, I don't know what the excuse is here. An egg slicer? My word. I think it should be explained in the brochure that the local convenience store does not sell proper biscuits like custard. Oh, I need to do. Okay, to all my over the pond, my UK friends, please, I'm going to do my best Mrs. Doubtfire, which I know is not a traditional British accent. It's Robin Williams doing an amalgamation of British accents. I understand that. So please, don't take offense. I just really want to read this one in an accent, okay? I love you guys. I think it should be explained in the brochure that the local convenience store does not sell proper biscuits like custard creams or ginger nuts. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me. Don't unsubscribe. I love you. The roads were uneven and bumpy, so we could not read the local guidebook during the bus ride to the resort. Because of this, we were unaware of many things that would have made our holiday more fun. I don't even understand this problem. No, I'm not going to read this one in that horrible accent I did earlier because I feel like I probably already offended somebody and I just don't think I should go there twice in one video. It took us 9 hours to fly home from Jamaica to England. It took the Americans only 3 hours to get home. This seems unfair. I mean, I guess, but I would highly recommend you open Google and you ask the Google machine to show you a map of the world, and you might be surprised at what you learn. You know, life is a long lesson in humility, and we never stop learning, right? That's just another example of that right here. I compared the size of our 1-bedroom suite to our friend's 3-bedroom, and ours was significantly smaller. See, we just learned another new thing. What did I tell you? I did not know, and I bet none of you guys out there knew either. Did you know that 3 bedrooms is more than 1 bedroom? The brochure stated, no hairdressers at the resort. We're trainee hairdressers, and we think they knew and made us wait longer for service. My cat just fell off the table, if you're wondering what that noise was. My cat was being really rude and naughty, jumped up on the table, and then fell. Instant karma. Nice. When we were in Spain, there were too many Spanish people there. Is this a joke? The receptionist spoke Spanish. The food was Spanish. Is this a joke? No one told us that there would be so many, but... Well, technically, if you want to be technical, if you're the one traveling into their country, you are the foreigner, my dear. But, I mean, when you were booking your trip to España, did you not realize that that's a different country? I mean, hello? This has to be a joke. Like, there's no way. I mean, I guess there is a way. I don't know. That just made the fuses in my brain short out. We're going to move on. We had to line up outside to catch the boat, and there was no air conditioning. Wait, there was no air conditioning outside? I didn't know that was a thing. Did you guys know that was a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, when I lived in Arizona and it would get like so insanely hot in the summer, like 115 degrees, and they would have patios at, you know, the bars and restaurants, and they would have these cool little like water sprinkler systems built in there that would just spray out a nice fine mist of water all over you because it was just too hot to live otherwise. But other than that, I'm not familiar with outside air conditioning. Feel free to correct me below if you know something about that and I don't. It is your duty as a tour operator to advise us of noisy or unruly guests before we travel. Actually, no. It is not their responsibility to have to advise you. Plus, how are they gonna know? Maybe you're the unruly guest. How about that? I was bitten by a mosquito. The brochure did not mention mosquitoes. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of where I've lived, or I don't know. I've lived in the Pacific Northwest. I've lived in Massachusetts. I've lived in Arizona, and I've experienced mosquitoes in all of those places. I've also visited about 24 states in between all that, including Alaska, and I experienced mosquitoes at every one of those places. So, based on that, I am stunned that this person would not assume that there were tons of mosquitoes everywhere. I mean, I'm sure in more arid regions, well, they don't exist. But then again, in Arizona, like I'm telling you, during some times of the year, like when those monsoons come through, and oh my God, like you've never seen so many mosquitoes in your life. Except maybe people who live in Alaska, because those clouds of mosquitoes that will encapsulate you are no joke. It's like some sort of plague. All right, the final complaint. We've reached it. This is going to be great. I know it. My fiance and I requested twin beds when we booked, but instead we were placed in a room with a king bed. We now hold you responsible and want to be reimbursed for the fact that I became pregnant. This would not have happened if you had put us in the room that we booked. Okay, this has to be a troll, right? I mean, maybe a lot of the other ones were too, but I don't know. This one just reads like a troll to me. Maybe it's not. I mean, I guess there's a possibility that this is absolutely true and this person's being totally serious, but this just reads like someone having a laugh here. An old acquaintance asks me for help, but refuses to take it. What should I say next? Hi, how are you? I am blank. I am living with both my sons and our electricity was shut off. Can you help us anyway? I know who you are. Okay, can you help me and my sons? Who is your electric company? I'm not familiar with this particular electricity company, so it's either PECO or PECO, something like that. All right. Call their number. I've done this with Central Hudson before and ask for a bill pay extension. Also, I think it's illegal to shut off electricity in the coldest months. And then they have some links there, which is very nice. They're being very helpful. And then they just respond with, well, they did. Which I'm assuming meaning they, as in the electric company, shut off their electricity. Okay. What's their number and your address? I'll make a complaint as a cop. Wow, they're being very helpful here. Ha, no, that's okay. And then send some more links. Call the police then, because it's illegal for them to do that to you, whether you pay or not. Do you just need money for something else? Wouldn't want your sons in the cold. I got a son now, and watching him be cold sucks. Well, they said unless I pay $87, I'm beat. Can I get your account number? I'll pay that via phone call. And then they list a number. I called, tried to pay your bill, but they couldn't let me know what your account balance is unless I have your address or account number. So I tried. Send me $87 and I will pay and send you the receipt. Like I want to assume that this person isn't lying, right? Because it's quite an awful thing to lie about. Though not surprising when people do things like this all the time, I guess. We've seen over there in the r/anti-MLM subreddit, like people sink to new lows all the time. But I guess to counteract that, the OP here, if anything, should be commended for being a good person here, right? That at least that can restore some faith back in all of this. At least it does for me slightly, you know, and I'm glad that this person caught on and didn't end up giving any money over, because this definitely read really shady, especially how, you know, if the power was really shut off and that was that much of an issue, you know, especially during the winter, right? You would think if you had kids, your biggest priority would be to get that heat back on however you could get it on. So if someone that you called for asking for help said, yes, I'll pay it, sure, just give me the account number and I'll call and pay it right now. Like you would think that that would make sense, right? But no, they're just saying, just send me the money and I'll send you some receipt, which you know, we all know that there's lots of apps you can have to forge documents and fake screenshots and fake texts and fake receipts. Like, we all know that stuff exists, but I don't know. I'm just glad the OP caught on to this. Good for them. And again, commended you individual for being an actual good person and trying to do the right thing here. Well done. This is such a little thing, but people are ridiculous. I think it fits here. I was at the grocery store today and there were 3 mangoes left on sale at $1 each, which is great for here. I love mangoes and they were all good looking, so I took them. Some guy came up behind me and said, "None left?" I said I took the last of them, but that if he wanted a mango, I'd give him one. Wow, that is already being very generous. I offered one of the mangoes. He looked in my cart and pointed at another and asked for that specific one. I told him that that was the only ripe one today and that I'm keeping that one for dinner, but he could have either of the others. He insisted I give him the ripe one. I told him I changed my mind and was keeping all three and walked away. He followed me, and I told one of the employees stocking shelves that he was bothering me. The man was told to leave me alone or he'd be asked to leave. He did listen to the employee, but it was such a weird thing to get upset over. Yeah, it sounds like that this particular gentleman maybe had like some more deep-seated issues other than just wanting a delicious mango, which, by the way, now all I can think about is wanting a delicious ripe mango. So thank you for that. But no, it's really odd, you know, like you really were being the better person there, offering a mango out of your own cart, which you didn't have to do in the first place when he came up and said none left. Like that wasn't even, you know, like his business to know if there were any left or not, right? If they were in your cart, that's not his business any longer. But he made it his business, or tried to, and good for you for going and alerting an employee. That's some good safety tips right there. To anybody out there, if you ever feel uncomfortable at a store or you feel like somebody is following you, go tell an employee, okay? Go tell somebody, just be like, yo, this dude is following me, or this person is following me. They're wearing this kind of hat or this jacket. And let them know, and just do that. You got little things that you could do to help make yourself feel safer. But this is kind of one of those things where it in the end, thank goodness, it just becomes an r/ChoosingBeggars story, because it sounds like this particular type of guy really wanted there to be more of a dramatic confrontation. So I'm glad that it just ended right here at him just wanting one of your mangoes. And I'm glad you got to go home with all three of those mangoes, because you know what? You deserve 3 mangoes, okay? Oh, Kitty's here. Hi, River. But my mango... Sorry, I couldn't help myself. All right, I'll see myself out. Goodbye. It's time for everyone's favorite moment of the day. It's wholesome moment of the day. Let's see who you guys sent over. The animal featured in today's video was sent over by Killian. Thank you so much, Killian. I'm going to go ahead and read the email sent along with the photos. Pewter is my first fur baby that I paid all the adoption and vet fees for, etc. She only likes me and hisses and attacks anyone else. I sadly don't have pictures of her as a kitten on my computer, but her back legs are too long, so as a kitten she hopped around like a bunny, though now that feature is giving her back issues. I had a scare with her this year as she had a bladder or kidney infection, but with antibiotics, I think I was more traumatized than her during medication time, and a switch of diet, she has bounced back and continues singing the song of her people at all hours and trading poof ball toys for treats. As you can see, she is an excellent helper when I knit and a great quality tester when I make cat toys, which I repay by making her wear adorable cat scarves. It isn't being overdramatic to say that Pewter has saved my life. I suffer from a few chronic illnesses, anxiety, and other struggles, and prior to finding a great therapist and being put on medication, I was in a very dark place. Pewter grounded me. I'd be alone in my apartment and she would nip my ankle to remind me to eat and snuggle with me so much. She will always be my baby, even now at 11 years old. Wow, Killian, thank you so much for sharing that very personal story, and I'm really glad that you and Pewter have found each other, and it's really amazing how, a creature like a cat can just make such a difference in a person's life. It's really awesome. Yay for cat love. Well, and dog love. Well, animal love. Pet love. We love love. And if you're looking to get a new member of your family, I definitely recommend to adopt and not shop. Check out your local shelters, your local humane societies, donate if you can, volunteer if you can, foster if you can, and don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. And if you want to see a photo of your pets here, then go and send it to my email, which is in my channel description, and you will see your pets here eventually. All right, Fox Trotters, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked that video, please hit that like button down below. If you have any good comments or suggestions, please leave that down below as well. I love to hear what you have to say. I love interacting with you all. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and become a Fox Trotter. Come join the den. Den Mother would love to have you. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. That was definitely fun for me. It's always nice to mix it up a little bit. I will be back in just a day or two with a classic r/anti-MLM video. I know you guys love those, as do I. But you know, as they say, variety is the spice of life. All right, folks, I hope you are all doing well. And as always, until the next video, take care.